For over 20 years, we all have been trying to help post-war countries transform and reform their security sectors. Our efforts usually fail. Why? A peace agreement is signed, promising to integrate rebels into a reformed national army and demobilize soldiers and insurgents. Donors give money and expertise. There's an international peacekeeping operation. But all too soon, the demobilized rearm. The new army breaks apart. Militias and special units grow. Police, courts, and prisons don't reform. Why? What's pulling these countries back? The answer: politicians' calculations. Rather than banking that peace will hold, a leader is fearful that war will return. He doesn't think he's living in post-conflict, but instead an interlude between wars. And his belief is rational. Half of Africa's post-war countries return to violence again and again. The leader isn't trying to sail his country toward a stable shore, statehood. He's trying to keep a leaky boat afloat in a stormy sea. To stay afloat, his priority must be a strong unit of loyal soldiers, not reform. Wars before plus wars next door make for a seriously unstable environment. Too often, the neighbors are involved too. Most so-called civil wars involve cross-border arms, supplies, and covert military operations. And those same neighbors are also involved in mediation and peacekeeping, where they carry on pursuing their own interests, including supporting their own proxy armed groups in the country concerned. One particularly glaring example: every country involved in the peace operation in Somalia supports its own client military unit. This is not creating a unified state with a unified security sector. There are some exceptions where security sectors have truly reformed. These countries suffered setbacks and followed different paths, but all persisted. What they have in common? They were stable with durable peace. Strong men became statesmen. After so many failures, we must learn from this pattern. We cannot continue with the current approach. The leader of these nations must, first and foremost, be helped to patch their boats. This means forging compromises to provide basic stability. Once leaders believe that the war is truly over, security reform is a step-by-step process determined by what's needed and politically possible for each nation.